Hello, everyone. Welcome to Snap Take. This is Glazer. It is Snap Judgments. We are doing a last chance review of Spider-Man Noir. We are reviewing the Prowler, and we are going to give you some Marvel Snap goodness. Let's kick it off with Spidey Noir, who is a 4/6. On reveal, if your other cards in play cost exactly 8 at the top card of your deck here, so that it's powered 8. It is decent. It's better than I thought. It's probably not a card you need to own. Okay, it's definitely not a card you need to own, but it's got some decent decks. It's got the Surfer deck that we talked about yesterday. It's got another deck we're going to talk about here today. And then I think I've got another deck for you for later in the week. If you want to check that out, check out the Twitch stream. I played it with Smiles. It's his version of it. Spider-Man Noir is just a decent card. Is it the best thing? No. Is it amazing? No. Does it always do the thing you want? No. But it is quite good. It doesn't mess you up your curve too bad, and it gives you a lane that you have a lot of power in. Now, if you want a lane with a lot of power, you're probably just going to like Man Spider or something, right? You're going to use a card like Iron Man and not Noir. But that's not to say there's nothing to do with this card. It is surprisingly fun, and at least it changes up how you play Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap has become a very samey game where it's just solitaire, put up a bunch of points, and Noir gives you at least a new and interesting subquest to do as you're doing so. Safety Blade has Noir in this glass cannon build. You are very rarely going to use Noir in this list. When you do, it's on turn 5, and it means you didn't draw like your Iron Man or Gore, and you want to take the chance of hitting it. That's perfectly fine. You can totally do that. You can go like 2 drop, 3 drop, 3 drop, or something along those lines in order to get to that 8 power that you're going to need for Noir if you want to make it happen, right? Like it's just that simple. You go to 2 drop, 3 drop, 3 drop. There you go, Pixie into Hope, into something else, right? Or like you whiff on your early plays and then you go Hope into Anti-Venom, and then you can play Kitty and Noir. And you're pretty happy with that. There's options to do that. It's a decent little play in this list. The list is really, really great with or without the Noir, and it is not needed. Noir's main replacement is Esme Cuckoo. Esme is actually great in this deck. Hope Summers can be Luna. You do want the extra energy. Nico can be Iceman. Pixie, Ravonna, Anti-Venom, and Gore and Sage are your non-negotiables. Although versions of this that are not Pixie decks do exist if you are so inclined. I think what makes this list so good right now is that it puts up a lot of points, and it's also a Shadow King list. We'll talk more about that right here. All right, so Kitty Pryde is here because Hope Summers and because it's a repeatable 1 energy to make sure that you can get your Noir curve right. It's nice for that. The extra energy for Hope is pretty good too, in general, as we're trying to do Noir shenanigans. Nico is in basically every Pixie deck because using Pixie to be a demon or draw 2 is great. Ravonna makes Sage, Mystique, Iron Man, and Gore cheaper. Thus, it is in the list. It's really that simple. Sage is a nice power spike at the end of the game. You want to end with Sage and Mystique, Mystique copying Iron Man or Gore. Sage and or Sage or Mystique and an Esme card. Oh, there's no Esme anymore. Haha. And an Anti-Venom card in this list, or and Shadow King in this list, and then you should be totally fine. I'm pretty sure I wrote Esme card like an idiot here because I'm sleepy. It's really late at night as I record this. Sorry, dear friends. So Sage, Mystique, and then either an Anti-Venom card or a Shadow King, and you should be good to go. Hope Summers gives you extra energy so that you can do extra shenanigans as the case may be. Shadow King blows up half the game at the end of the game. Noir gives you an extra chance to see your important cards. Anti-Venom gives you a chance for one of your important cards to be free. And if it hits something that has power that you want, which it really kind of can, right? Like it'd have to be hit Noir itself. You can always Shadow King that card to get its power back. Iron Man and Gore are just really, really good power on the cheap. All right, so Kitty, Pixie over Ravonna, Hope over 2+1. Turn 4, Anti-Venom or cheap card to get Noir. Turn 5, Noir, Iron Man or Gore. Turn 6, Mystique and Sage with Shadow King, not Esme card. I know how to speak, I swear. That's it. It's a really cool list. I don't know what else to say. I enjoy this list a lot. I think it's really good. I don't think you need Noir. I would run Esme in this 8 times out of 10 in this list, and I think it's a better card there. But hey, it's a place you can run Noir, and Noir is actually pretty good. It might make the deck worse, but like it still keeps it a very good and very powerful list. Before we go forward, if you want to have more fun with Marvel Snap, if you want to win more games while having more fun, this is the channel for you. Your sub, like, and comment mean a lot in helping us grow, but you have more fun here because we always have new decks for you to try. The fun of Marvel Snap is to always be doing something new, to always be doing something fun, and we give you your best way to do that if anyone. So if that sounds good to you, please hit a sub, leave a like, and leave a comment. In addition, we are giving away a Spider Punk this week. All you got to do is sub, like, and comment, and you too can win the Spider Punk. If that sounds good to you, do the thing. If you're curious who won last week, by the way, only one of the 2 people claimed it. Make sure you check the community posts on the channel. We gave away 2 last week. We're going to give away some more going forward. We got a few. We got to clean them out before the end of the season, fam. All right. Prowler is a mildly complicated card. He is a 3/4. On reveal, add 2 Thief's Tools to your hand. There are only 3 Thief's Tools. These cost 0 if a card moved last turn. Last turn is the turn that you played Prowler. So if you're going to play Prowler on 3, you need to have a move that completed on 2, which is a little bit rough. All right, their base cost is 1, so it's not a big deal. This is just a nice tool to have if you end up playing Prowler on like 4 or 5 and you already moved Werewolf and stuff, to make the tools not useless. But it's mostly just they're going to cost 1. The first is the Mine, which is on reveal, like the highest power enemy card here. 2 highest power enemy cards here with -2 power. So that is a 4 power skill that can absolutely wreck opponents. You love to see it. This one's really good against various stuff. There's a lot of Carter out there right now. Great against Carter, great against Torch, stuff like that if you can get them before they move. The Gauntlets are on reveal. Give your highest power card here +2 power, and you get +1 energy next turn. Sure. Pays for itself in terms of energy, and +2 power is nice. And then the Harness on reveal, give your highest power card here +1 power and move it to the right. That move is really powerful on anything that gives power, which means it's worth at least a look with Human Torch, although I don't think that's where we're going to want it. I wasn't 100% sure where to play this card. I'm going to be honest, I think this card's probably a little overrated. It's going to be fun, but I don't think it's going to be as good as Nico or Kate Bishop. I think its cost is just slightly awkward enough to make it a little bit worse. And like as good as Kate Bishop is, it's a card that it's often hard to find room for. And this feels more like Kate Bishop than Merlin. Although again, that's still a really great card, right? I think this just falls short of the very best. Although I do think it'll be good. I think that people are like, oh my god, this is going to change everything, are probably overrating it unless this deck is good. I stream most Mondays, although we're taking a couple Mondays off in a row coming up with Smiles of Snap Academy. And we build decks with new cards sometimes. And we built a deck for Prowler here. It's a Professor X Cannonball list. This list is built around Prowler sort of enabling combos with Professor X. Skills allow me to move into Professor X or change power in Professor X, moving Werewolf wherever I want, right? In addition to that, they just move a werewolf in general. And then, of course, I have Mercury Cannonball to do other shenanigans as I want in order to like really shut down opponents. This is more than anything else Professor X lane. It's saying, what if we can make Professor X still effectively win locations against everything but pure moveless? And if we can do that, we should win lots of games of Snap. Nice, simple logic, right? I think that this list is probably really good. The Penny Parker is my ad. I'm pretty proud of it. And we'll talk about all the stuff in the deck. So you can find the Snap Academy YouTube at youtube.com/at Snap Academy YouTube. Probably my top 5 favorite Marvel Snap YouTube channels. Make sure you check it out. This deck needs Werewolf, Merlin, Merc, Ball, Cord, Luna, and Prowler. Reasonably expensive, right? Sorry. Alioth can be Cosmic Ghost Rider, although Alioth is better here. Jeff can be Nightcrawler, although Jeff is better here. Penny can be Nico or any good cheap card. And Ms. Marvel can be Claw or Mr. Fantastic. All right, so basically our gist here is we want to go Penny into Spider into X or Luna into X. If we can do either of those, we should be able to steal that lane. How do we steal the Professor X lane? Well, we have Jeff. We have Prowler and Deafening Chord skills to play into there. We have Mercury that can move into there. We have Ms. Marvel that can buff there. We have Penny that can move into there in a pinch. All of these are ways to win the Professor X lane. If we can do that, Merc Cannonball should win another lane. If not Merc Cannonball, we can do Werewolf nonsense. If not Werewolf nonsense, we can do Alioth nonsense. That simple, right? It's a really, really cool, really simple list. So Deafening Chord, real synergy here is that it moves Werewolf while turning off opponents' nonsense. We mostly want to turn off opponents' moving nonsense in order to make sure we can win that way. Jeff can get into a Professor X lane, and it's a move to make sure your Prowler skills are for free. Merlin can turn a card into a better card, really strong, generally speaking, in Professor X lanes, but also can just get rid of like a useless card mid game in order to get us something better, get us some extra energy, turn Mercury once it's used into a 4-drop, so on. Penny gives us energy to play Professor X early and can move us into a Professor X lane, just decent power. It's also non-reveal in a pinch. Werewolf is moved by 3/4 of the cards in the deck and gets stupidly huge. It basically can guarantee us a Prof X lane win, although it's a little harder to use that way. Merc is amazing with Cannonball and keeps things out of Professor X. Prowler gives us these skills. The skills, we can push something to the right and throw it in that Prowler lane, right? That seems really strong. We can also give -2 to the top 2 highest power cards. -4 in Professor X lane seems really good. Both of those are great. And then the +2 power and extra energy is just a nice tool to have access to. We can do that as well. Luna is our other ramp card. 3/6 is a lot of power, just that simple. Ms. Marvel adds 5 to a Professor X lane, or whatever lane we want, which is pretty nice. We don't have a ton of the same cost, so that should be relatively easy to control, although Werewolf could end up in the wrong place. That shouldn't usually matter. We've talked about X. Cannonball is here for Mercury, or if we don't see Professor X, it's just a good way to steal a lane. And then Alioth stops a bunch of combo bullshit that we don't want to deal with. All right, so Prowl with two combos. The two combos being the Merkin Ball and the Wolfenlin, Dwarf Merlin. Uh, turn one pass, turn two Penny or Merlin over Jeff. Turn three Werewolf or Spider or Luna, depending on what's happening, right? If we got Spider and we got Professor X, we want a Spider. We can just drop Werewolf if we already have some cheap stuff that we can move with, and Luna is a relatively safe play. Turn four Professor X, if we get it off, we should snap, or 3+1. Turn five Merc or two, and Ms. Marvel and a one. Sorry, Merc and a 2-drop or Ms. Marvel and a 1-drop, and then if you have extra energy, you can always up that in other ways. You can also still Prof X on 5. Turn 6, Cannonball, if we have Mercury, Eliath, or Ms. Marvel, and other cheaper cards. This is really, really cool. I hope this list is awesome. If this list is awesome, Prowler is going to be must own. We'll know right away whether this is the list. We will get a ton of Prowler lists. Everyone's really excited about this. I know Heart's going to have a Surfer list for us in the next couple days. So get excited for a bunch of Prowler lists. Let's see if this card is any good. Again, I think this is likely to be immediately overrated by top players who love this kind of thing. But it does, those skills have an awful lot of power to them. So if we get the right ones, and there's a 66% chance of getting the one you want, right? If we get the right ones in most games and we can get that move thing going at all, this is going to be an incredible card. Let's find out. Most people think it is, and hey, his name is Aaron, so I'm rooting for it. All right, so it's no longer turtle time in raid. They actually just announced the new raid, but I didn't have time to make a new slide. So it's now Alien versus Predator season. So if you're interested in Alien versus Predator, you can get a free Xenomorph from just downloading Raid Shadow Legends. Use the description in my video. I should actually have a raid video up like earlier in the day if you want to check that out, where I talk about my trip to Nimbin. I'm enjoying the crap out of this game. I know it's not for everybody, but if you're at all curious, come check it out. I love it. I have it playing in the background like all the time. I think it's a blast. All right, also come check out a stream. I don't know if I'll be streaming tonight. I'm seeing Wicked for Good, probably as you're seeing this, at a new fancy Hanoi movie theater. So I'll be seeing Wicked for Good. So I should be streaming tomorrow, hopefully. I gotta play some. I gotta get me some Hydro Man. So come check me out at twitch.tv/PulseGlazer for that. And then you getting Prowler? Nice simple season pass question, right? Are you getting Prowler? And certain support on our Patreon with honor. Thanks. Let's say thank you to a whole bunch of people so we can get out of here for the evening and I can sleep. Thank you to Jonesy Snap 22, Abigail Gleason, Mr. Mandatory Burnout. Actually, Zer, Mandatory Burnout, please excuse me, my dear friend. LAB Inc., and Frostman, you sure are. Iron Cloak, Holta, Navidete, Prime Ryan, Ryan Burke, Ryan Wood Snap, Run Wrench, Vera Group Math, Gopher Kev, Caretix Lee, Koirei, Kazushi, Archangel 3K, Black Daya, Pyro, Goatsy, Code, Hallowed Synth, Fat Nick, Absolute Shannon, Turtay, Dark Moogle, Mr. Kerfuffle, Cables, Gingy, Philly, Hablo, Kenny Loggins of the Genius on the Biz, the Black Jeebus 23, Xers, V, Nope, Gone, Skippy G, Jessica Gamble, Slush Death, the King Bros, Brup, the Great Kazoo, Werewolf, Kipsuda, Colt, Clan, Colonel, Nope, David Moo, Wingfield, Stephen, Brian Carpenter, Nate Martin, Jason B, Matt V, William Billy Nix, Marie Sean Smith, Charles Washington, Corbin John Q, Jimmy Q, Stout Sage, One Big Mac, Cactus, Steve O, Yo, Marco, Ted Pro, Good Pro Joe, Snapchat and Joe, Bookity Boom Bop, Bricks to Click, Ocularis Green, Goblin Flom, Date 6 Pictures, Hoot, Only Fox, Matt H, TJ, Mike Jenks, Nova Flex, Nick Dog, Greek Geek, Toxic Soul King, King of Canada, Demon Falcon, Father Newman, Two Ties, Great Lord, that was the Parking Tucker, and of course, Gunny T. The T stands for this Sunday. I move into my new place and expect a ton of streams, a ton of articles, and so much more once I'm settled in and finally out of this apartment. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you and all of your support. Much love. Peace.